Well, hello everybody. It is Friday, June 11th, and it is pouring down rain here in this DC area. So, baseball cap today. So, I want to touch base on some things that are coming up regarding what's going on in the universe and how this is all going to play out and what theater stage are we on? What part of the series are we watching? And then you'll hear things like trust the plan, the lights won, but then everybody's all into what could occur, what might occur, what's being threatened to occur, what truths are coming up, what things will be revealed. So I want you to look at this like you are watching a TV series, a really popular TV series that everybody talks about all the time at work. You can't wait for the next season to start. You can't wait for the next episode within that season. Whatever it may be, right? You all do know that these TV series are pre-programmed and pre-recorded before they come onto your set where you can view them. So the season that you may be watching with anticipation and excitement was filmed a year ago. And everybody keeps the season finale into a hush-hush. So it leaves you guessing, sitting on the edge. And then it also leaves some people thinking that they know what's going to happen. But everybody's stories can be a little bit different. So the finale for the show that you're waiting to up and come onto the television so you can see it was again recorded a year before, or however long before. Those group of actors are already gone on to the next season that will not be shared with us until it's aired, right? So with all that being said, what if intuitively you sort of knew how the finale was going to be, but you're not really able to go around and talk about it because everybody's only on episode 1, 2, or 3. They haven't quite got to the final yet. Don't give it away, don't give it away, kind of thing. Well, we're in a lot of new energy territory, and all of the finale really depends on all of us waking up, being aware of different scenarios, being aware of things that have been kept down under, being aware of the deceit, the lies, the possibility that so many things that have been entrained and ingrained for decades, for linears, for millenniums have been changed and tweaked so that it's so distorted, none of us really truly know the truth. And so many are walking around just adapting the truth that their parents, grandparents, and so on, or things that they've learned through education as their truth. When in truth, there's only one truth, and these are just different categories of it. So it really isn't even about, like, if you have truth, then you have non-truth. It's really about opening your eyes and your heart and truly being aware of the fact that much of which you think you know that you know is really not what you know. You're just going along with what everybody else thinks they know, that you know that they know, but really nobody really knows. Until you detach from all that knowing of what you've been previously downloaded and programmed to adopt as your own without any investigation. And it's caused separation. And opening your eyes and being aware and becoming an observer in a detached from belief systems, trainings, teachings, certifications, whatever it may be, begin to come from a blank slate and tap into yourself and the God source that you are and the power that you hold to literally erase everything that has been taught to you and reteach yourself. And your higher self is there to help guide you. Your guides will come in, and there'll be a lot of what will appear to be sort of an imaginary fantasy world, but it's actually reality. And there's unconditional, unbelievable love in these realms. Unbelievable. There's no judgment, there's no opinions, there's no right, wrong, there's no polarity of all of that. It's just so much love is what I see that they display to me and show me in different ways. So getting caught up on the books of truth and what you think you've been learning in school and out of school, all these so-called indoctrinations have really put you into a cult of the walking dead. I want you to breathe on that for a moment. Get out of the walking dead. Make a right, make a left. Get out of the drone, walking dead, following the others, and go on your own path of exploring other possibilities, new territories, and seeing where that leads you. It may at times feel physically solo, lonely, but you're not alone because you're literally on like a quest. You're on a vision quest of life, and gathering the information requires alt, delete, cancel, reprogramming out the window and bringing in new possibilities of information, creating such self-confidence because it feels so right and tangible once you realize that you don't have to ask the person to the left or to the right or your loved ones if they feel the same way, because how somebody else feels and thinks is their journey. This is your journey. You don't gain power from confirmation and multiplying that so that now you have a big group that believes the way you believe. Therefore, you must be on the right path. The real internal connections with your spirit, who has all these experiences, is the journey in which we're here to live, not the living to grow up, be safe, have morals, integrity, get a job, get this education, climb up the ladder, blah, 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 blah. Because that's money first. You have to have all those things in order to have safety and the essentials. Just know the essentials will be there. Now it's the spiritual traveling. It's the road traveled spiritually, where you'll have the most leaps and bounds and connections that you cannot explain with the vocabulary that you've been given as you've grown up. Okay, so dictionaries are great, vocabulary is great, but it's very limiting to how you feel, and you're able to explain or express that to others. So as we learn to tap in more, we'll learn to tap into the feelings, and that will be our expression minus the words. So it'll be almost taking some feeling from me, sharing that feeling with you, and you encompassing that feeling, and then it's like, and then that goes to the next person, the next person, the next person. So it's really what we call about the wake up. You know, it doesn't have to be that you've waken up to all that's been hidden and disguised and purposely locked in boxes and buried and forgotten. It doesn't have to be all about that deceit world, okay? All of that is gonna come around. The truth always prevails, always prevails. But we incarnated here to be the beacons, the lighthouses, to get our ambers of light flaring and flowing so that they're steady. And then that light opens up and shares out to others so that they can see through, for lack of a better word, the darkness into open spaces of light and possibilities, that there's so many worlds here to explore. So that's all about the self-love and the self-nurturing. And giving yourself that devotion time as much as you can during the day or the weekends, being in nature and just allowing the communication to be without vocal words around you, and also to be with other like-minded if you can find them, and watch conversations come up. But then pay attention to when conversations come up about and all the flying you know what, and possibilities of this, and the children, and so on. And pay attention to your energy meter and your emotional dial and where it goes when you get into those conversations. And then ask yourself, how did that feel? Did that feel good to talk about that? Or is that an adrenaline rush? Is that the old way of my reacting? I like to get filled with that adrenal stuff because it gives me power. Or would you like to find a power connection source to just be available to talk about things that are lighter, brighter, and keep you in that right, sensual, artistic, expressional side of your God self? And release that analytical, gotta figure out, because that's the ego wanting to find a place to put it, a compartment to put it in. There isn't one for that, so you have to quiet that side. And yeah, questioning your sanity and your cray-cray is definitely gonna be some buttons, and that's okay. That's you exploring your path. That's you seeing new information and visions and allowing it to process through this filter. And being connected to the rhythm, not of just your physical and your light body, but the rhythm of Mother Earth, the rhythm of the planets, the rhythm of all that is here to be of assistance to help everybody level up. And to see that there are many other choices. But when you get into fear-based conversations that honestly you have zero control over, but you're adding to that timeline by discussing them, create density and more fear, because it puts you back into that left gerbil wheel analytical mind. I want y'all to think about this and to really breathe into it. And I've got to make another couple little videos today because so many things are coming forward. Love thyself unconditionally. Let go of any paradigms that you've been taught. Let them go. Forgiveness usually means you've done something wrong, but really just give forgiveness for just falling into that trap of like, oh, wow, how did I believe that all my life? Don't go there. Just go, okay, well, thank you for waking me up and letting me see that there is more. And the persons that shared all that information with me when I was growing up, they fell into the same thing too. So it's not like they were intentionally trying to deceive you. So that's a whole other group of people that we are dissolving and dismantling and getting off here. But it starts with you and the inner strength of you. Do you have the courage to step forward and start tuning in to endless possibilities and being so much more than you ever were shown that you could possibly be, without any of the invisible obstacle courses that have tripped us up each lifetime. So those obstacle courses are now being and have been dismantled. So don't wait for someone to show you the finale. Be the strongest light beacon you can be and be present for the finales so that you can help others with the unveiling, the revealing of so much information. Okay? Much love, much light, peace and joy. Much in that solid being that you are. And open those beautiful eyes and that heart and just see the magic. You'll feel it. And you'll never want to let it go.